Hey Sagoonies, Kestrel here. We are going to make two fantastic drinks. The first is going to be a little bit more tropical, maybe a little bit more brunchy, but of course I've put a Seguno spin on it. And the next is pure indulgence. There's some ice cream, some whiskey, some liqueur, definitely something to have after dinner, and it might put you to sleep or put you into some kind of like insulin arrest. I'm not really sure. The only things that you're going to need here as far as hardware goes is really just something to be able to measure out the booze. And then I will be shaking this drink, but you could easily just kind of like mix it together too. So if you don't have a shaker, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and get started. For this first drink, you're gonna need some kind of sparkling wine. I went ahead and got these little bottles so that I don't have to have a whole big bottle all to myself, because I will drink the whole thing because my partner does not really drink champagne. So the little bottles are my friends. I've got some fancy mango nectar that I got from the fresh market. But I have a feeling just regular mango juice that you get like at the convenience store, like the Mexican mango nectar would probably have worked too. I just really like the color that they have in this one. This is Kill Devil Hills rum. It's the silver rum. It's a 750 and it's 40 proof. I chose this because I think it has a really strong tequila taste to it. So it's not just rum, it's kind of a tequila taste. So you kind of get like a 2-for-1 in this. I think it's very like tropical and fresh. And then the produce I want to use for this is I want to have lime juice and I want to do a jalapeno. And even if you don't like spicy stuff, I think the jalapeno is worthwhile. And I'll show you how we can do this, with spicy or not spicy. And speaking of adjustments, if you don't want to if you want this to be more of a mocktail, I think you can still definitely do that. Just sub this out for sparkling water or like a sparkling grape juice or something like that. And I think it would still be really great, even just like with LaCroix. This is meant to be a very refreshing drink, kind of a day drinking kind of drink. I got inspired for doing this drink by going to Plates down here on Glenwood. They have something very similar and I wanted to kind of recreate it, but again, make it a little bit more Seguno. So let's get started. Up first, stuff that you probably have in your house, cutting board and knife and maybe this little juicer guy. If you don't have the juicer guy, that's all right. You can just use like your lime juice that you get in the produce section, like whatever, I'm not gonna kill you. Then I just got these at Total Wine. They're actually plastic champagne flutes and I like them for several reasons. One, I can just wash them out so easily and I'm not worried about breaking them. And two, they're stemless, so I feel a little bit better about having them around the house and they're not going to get knocked over because I am a tornado of destruction in my own home and these help prevent broken glass everywhere, which is not fun for me. So to get started, I want to first get some really great lime juice going. So to do that, a great way to do that is you're going to want to roll your lime and hopefully, it's a nice like fresh lime too. And then I'm going to get out a little container. I'm going to take off this fun little sticker, cut my lime in half, get my juicer. You put the lime in upside down. So I just you might think because of the way it's shaped, it goes in like this. It doesn't. It's a little trick. It goes in like that. And then use all your strength, all your muscles. This would be a great one to get kids involved with too if you were going to make like a mocktail version. So take that guy out. Put this one in. Get that going. I'm sure Brent's gonna love this audio later. And then if you want to, I've seen this is done before, you stack the 2 used ones up and then you get just a few more drops out of it. So all that work, I think that's a good amount of lime juice. The labels have kind of worn away on this for me, but there's no real way to know how much juice is in here. It's not possible. Oh yeah, it is. It's like 1.5 ounces. Okay, great. So I've got that, and then I want to open up this bad boy. These are super easy to open now. If you get a little bit of a fancier kind, sometimes they're a little bit tough, but I mean, they're really just, you just take off the aluminum and twist. Like, they're super easy. There's no cork, so you don't have to worry about that. And then our rum. So what I want to do here is I actually am only going to do 1 ounce of rum in this because it's a pretty small drink, and 1 ounce is actually like kind of a lot. And so if I was really going to day drink with this, I'd rather do more fruit juice and champagne and less hard alcohol. So potentially I could have 5 or 6 instead of 1 or 2. JK, I wouldn't have 5 or 6. I'd be on my butt if that happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that, and then goes in here. And I know some people will maybe give me flack for having this kind instead of just like the normal bartendy kind. Trust me, I've used both on a regular basis. I do kind of like this one because it's less of an opportunity for me to spill on my hands, which means less times I might have to wash my hands. And if anyone's done any bartending before or anything in a restaurant, you constantly need to wash your hands, which after a while can be a real pain in the tuchus. You get really, really dry hands, which is not fun. All right. Highly suggest when you're making a cocktail, go ahead and smell that liquor too, and make sure that it's right for you and your, like, the drink that you're gonna have. The smelling, like the way that this rum smells, you're gonna be able to tell right away, like, oh yeah, this could go really well with tropical type drinks. So it's worth like smelling what that's like by itself. Then with this guy, I'm gonna start off with 1/2 ounce of lime juice, just because it can be kind of acidic, and the champagne can also be kind of a lot. So I'm gonna start off with 1/2 ounce, see how that rolls. And then we've got our chilled champagne. Go ahead and put that deliciousness in here. I don't know, I fill it up to about there. Kind of depends on like how much you want, but I think that's fine. And I really like mango juice. Oh my God. Oh, she's so strong. She's so mighty. Yeah, that's good. So then I wanted, oh yeah, it's got pulp in it. Oh, it's the good stuff. Oh yeah. I wanted this really, really pretty orange color because I want this to be very Seguno focused. And then you're gonna take your jalapeno and boop. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do here. One, you can just take it, put a toothpick right through it, and then that's a pretty garnish, right? Like, you could do it like that and like, oh, it's pretty, okay? 2, you could take the knife and just remove the center seeds and the membrane so that it looks more like a donut and doesn't have like the interior vein or seeds. That's gonna take off like most of your heat. So if you're somebody who, you know, doesn't really want a lot of that, you could easily do that. But 2, so there we go, could have it in there, boop. But something that we learned a little while ago, which is kind of a fun trick, is if you do want the heat, boop, bring these over. If you do want the heat, then you can take this little bad boy, put them in your drink, and then stir them around. So like spin them around. And the longer you leave this in the drink, the spicier it will get. Now a third option, and one that we're gonna need to get out some special tools for, is you could slice your jalapeno, and to add a little bit of extra, I think I stabbed myself and then put jalapeno juice in my finger. So like, that's fun. The next thing you could do, not really, it's fine, don't worry about me. The next thing we might do is put this on a fireproof platter and torch it a little bit. So let's do that. With the magic of the torch, you can get like a nice toasty jalapeno in here and really spin it around, which is great. And hopefully you'll notice that we've got this beautiful green color with some Seguno orange. And all together, I think that this is kind of a delicious kind of looking drink. So, let's taste. I mean, that's a beautiful drink. So for myself, like, I don't need that much jalapeno. Like, I'm pretty good. Like, Chris is probably going to want to chop up this whole freaking thing and stuff it in here and then eat them as he's drinking, which is great. That's his purview. He can definitely do that. I'm good. Like, I just want the mango nectar. So when you smell it, it has this great tropical smell from the rum and the mango. It feels like you could easily be on a beach and the waves are kind of lapping up and you're at a cool little tiki bar or something, which is very relaxing. So that smell is great, but there is still like a smokiness. I will say, if you do the extra work of having the smoked jalapeno, it does smell so good. Like it brings out such a great smell. So there's actually like a lot of really good complex smells happening. And then the drink itself, not that complicated. You've got a great mango, juicy mango flavor going on. And the sweetness from the champagne. And then I would say the rum brings out a funkiness. There's a slight like funkiness in here. Not too much, like nothing to be scared of, but a little bit of a, I don't know, funk. It's, oh my God. You could just drink these all day. These are definitely just dangerous. These are dangerous. I'm going to call this the Merchant's Delight for a couple of reasons. Seguno is a delightful app to use, and we use Seguno colors in the making of it. But two, I feel like this is the kind of drink that you make for yourself after you accomplish something really big and you want to congratulate yourself. Like, this is your treat after a long day of coding, or for our merchants, maybe putting up new products, sending out an email, whatever it might be. Maybe it's editing this freaking video. After hours and hours of needing to edit this video, this is what you might want to drink. But this is a very like relaxing, it takes you to like a tropical island kind of place. Oh yeah. That's dangerous. If you wanted to, you could just keep adding more. Like you could change the ratios up here. It kind of depends on how much you like juice and how much you like champagne. I like both. So both are good for me, because either way, I'm going to just drink it all up. But if you wanted to, you could definitely change the ratios of this a little bit. I think the one thing here, let's play around with this. The one thing I don't like that didn't end up happening is I feel like I didn't really get much of that lime juice. Let's just fucking pour that whole thing in there. What happened? What's going to happen? I don't know. Let's mix this up. I feel like I didn't get a lot of lime, but sometimes you don't necessarily taste that citrus. It just kind of comes in and helps even out some of the sweetness. So we added more champagne, a little more lime. Hey-o. That's a different drink. Oh yeah. That lime comes through. Yeah, that lime comes through strong. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would bump that lime. I said a half an ounce because I was being cautious earlier. Full ounce for sure of that lime. That's really nice. But I like citrus a lot. So if you like citrus, I would definitely, bump that up. If you're not such a big lime person, then not. But the citrus, even if you don't think you can taste it, I personally think that it cuts into the sweetness of the mango, which makes it a little bit more complicated. So it doesn't just taste like juice. Like juice is great, but it's a really simple flavor and it's not going to intrigue you and keep you coming back. So by adding a little bit of mango or adding a little bit of lime juice to the mango, you're able to add that acidity. And then of course you pop in, you pop in a whole bunch of these and that could bring out some smokiness and some spice. So overall you can have a really fancy drink. And like I said before, you could change up the spice levels, have just a tiny little spice in there if you wanted to, and not, at that point, it's not going to get a whole bunch of flavor into it, to be honest, but it's still cool. Still looks neat. I think the roasty, that's badass. And if I had super long skewers, so I could maybe do something else on the other end, I feel like that would maybe be another thing to do. Like if you really wanted to let this sit in there for a long time. But I don't because it's too spicy. Oh, again, that smell from the roasted jalapeno is very good. Whew. Oh, God, that's a good drink. Whew. Okay. Drink numero uno, complete. Put that off to the side. Let's get into drink number 2. Now this one's definitely pretty decadent and is probably great for after dinner, as long as you ate all your veggies. Dinner, that's the rule. Not at all, actually. This is a really tasty drink, and it was inspired originally by the Damn Fine liqueur from the Durham distillery, the chocolate bunch. However, I realized when we were concocting what drink to make this, we got this for Christmas from Seguno, which is amazing and very thoughtful. However, it is liquid crack cocaine, so I have been drinking it nonstop. My favorite way to have it is just in some decaf coffee, and I drink it a lot. I drink it a lot, so much that we can't use it for this cocktail. And also because a new thing that we found while we were at the liquor store was the coffee version of this. So this is, again, by Damn Fine Coffee. It's 17% alcohol by volume from the Durham distillery. And I'm very excited to put it with this drink. Now, we also have here the Lone Rider Deadwood Cask Finish. This is straight bourbon whiskey finished in stout casks. It is 90 proof. So this bad boy really means business. And we went ahead and we got this yesterday. It's about $44 at the ABC store. And I did try it yesterday, and I would say that it's definitely 90 proof. It'll get you. And I didn't taste the stout cask until much later on. So after I had a little bit of this, the sweetness from the stout casks came on a little bit later. However, I did think it was a pretty good investment. I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is going to be my new kind of chill in front of the TV and just want a nice whiskey. This is probably going to be it for a little while because I already invested in it. But overall, great. Good stuff from Lone Rider. Great job. And then we've got some Angostura Bitters. I've got an orange. This is for the garnish later on. And then what the nice man at the grocery store assured me was made in Greenville, North Carolina, because I wanted to do mostly local products for this. He assured me that this natural vanilla bean ice cream from Homemade was made in Greenville, North Carolina. So I'm going with him on that. However, I'm sure you have local ice creameries that you would like to use, so please use that if you want to. Why is this so decadent and have coffee in it? I figured for the Seguno team, we all love coffee. We all love treats. This is kind of a nice, fun, like, combination of that. If you wanted to make this more of a mocktail, which I think you could, and it would be delicious, just use some cold brew or espresso and just take these out of it and it'll work just fine. We're pretty much making a boozy cocktail-y milkshake thing. So you can definitely mocktail this and it's kid approved for sure. Okay, up first, this is my mixer. You could use, a combination of a couple of things. You could do the whole, okay, if you want to. You could actually just mix this and stir it up if you want to. So there's no snobbery here whatsoever. The fun thing about this one by OXO is that it actually has the measurements on the cap already, which I do like. So let's take off this guy and I'm just going to do an ounce of the coffee liqueur. Boop. Oh yeah. Just smells like coffee. Smells like delicious, delicious coffee. And I'm gonna take this guy. See, I think the more I smell this, the more I like it. We want an ounce of this one too, so it's equal parts. That's what we're gonna start off with. And then obviously change if you want to. But this is 90 proof, so get excited. We got those bad boys. And then we've got, oh God, oh, ow, owie. Okay. And then we've got our Angostura Bitters. And we're just gonna do, I don't know, let's start off with 2 dashes. So boop, boop. So this stuff's pretty strong, but I wanted to add some complexity to this drink. Then we're gonna add I've been trying to let this thaw a little bit so I can really get some goodness in here. We're gonna add a big ol' scoop of ice cream. Come out of your hole. Come out. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right, so I've got my boozies in here. Put this on. We are actually gonna dry shake this, so it means there's no ice in here, but that's okay. That's all right. We've already got plenty of ice from the ice cream. So you knew this. Boop. And then I'm gonna pour it over this glass because it's a pretty glass. And then you could top with whipped cream. Probably need to make more the next time we do this. That was good. I was scared to make too much of it because I didn't know how good this was I mean, I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good. Oh man, that's good. Oh God, that's good. I mean, this is exactly, it's a boozy, it's a boozy milkshake. And it's just delightful. This is, so because it's ice cream, it's got smoothness, but then because of the whiskey, you've got a spike of heat at the end of it, which is fantastic. And then the coffee really counteracts with more bitterness, you know, so it's got the sweet and the bitter together. Man, that's good. One thing. She goes off stage to get her favorite thing in the kitchen. So this is cinnamon. Yeah. Great. Good Christ. So I think you could probably do a little cinnamon on top. I, of course, was not very nice about that. So, like, I just poured it all in there, but whatever. Yeah. Maybe a little cinnamon garnish on top. But that's me. I love cinnamon. So I will pretty much put cinnamon on almost anything. And then the gift that keeps on giving is that it's going to take a while for that ice cream to melt. So if you want to, which I do, I obviously highly recommend, go ahead and put the rest of that ice cream in there. And then you get a nice little boozy treat. I can see myself. I don't know if you can tell, but I just cannot get enough of this. It is so easy and so tasty. Like, this is, you know, some whiskey, some coffee liqueur. The bitters, I think with bitters, I think they get taken for granted, but they actually offer up like quite a bit of complexivity. Whatever, I'm going to add a load more and see what that does. What does that do? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Yeah. The bitters help. I think you can add like 4 dashes of bitters and you'd be fine. Oh God, I'm going to get toasted on this one drink. The aromas with just that little bit of cinnamon. So delicious. All right. 2 really yummy drinks. Oh, there you go. 2 really yummy drinks for you to be able to try out. Obviously, this episode was a little bit of an homage to how to drink. Thank you so much for getting me through COVID. We have had a lovely time watching your videos, so tried to pull from that a little bit in this. My Segunis, this is for you. I hope that you learned something and maybe inspire you to go into your liquor closet, pull something out and make something fun with it. And cheers. Here's to you guys. Whew. Babe, you gotta try this.